everyone, this is your instructor Joy. Today we're going to learn about Haydn's Violin Concerto number 2 G major. Of course there's many things that we have to learn, but I'm going to point a couple of important things that could be helpful. So as many of you know, it starts with a G major chord. Now, a lot of violin students are so stressed out because it starts with all 4 strings. So they often press quite a bit like this, or they forcefully make it. It is actually the other way. If you want your double steps sound beautifully, make sure you don't press it, but just adjust the height of your right arm. Make sure on G and D string you don't overuse too much bow, so that you're gonna run out of the bow when you're playing E and A string. The most important note in this first chord is this one, the G note. Yeah. So make sure you want to make sure that you have enough bow so that this one speaks well with long bows. So you use just this much about bow for D and G, and this much for A and E, like this. When you move from G and D to A and E, make sure you do it very lightly. Like that. Don't force it from lower 2 string to high 2 strings, which a lot of my students or a lot of violinists tend to do. So very light string cross from G, D to A, E with plenty of bow left. That's first thing that you want to do in the first chord. Number 2, before you start playing, make sure to check the low G to high G. Of course, you're gonna pitch softly, just so that you can only play. Once you're done, then you want to play like that. And here we have a lot of rhythm in 2 against 3, meaning sometimes you have to play 2 16th notes, and then it happens 3 16th triplet, things like that. Make sure you play those clearly so that the audience can hear what the differences are. For example, in bar 23, it happens like this. So you play 2, and then you move to a triplet. A lot of violinists tend to rush here. What you do, in order to play accurately in rhythm, you think about triplet before you start playing triplet. For example, here you think as a triplet. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Like that. Once again. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. On and on. So make sure you start counting as a triplet before you start playing triplet. Another point that would be very helpful is there's a double stop within the first movement. I think it's a bar 61, and there's something like this. A lot of violinists are so busy playing the double stop. Yeah? Not knowing this double stop may be technically difficult, but musically not very important. So make sure you don't play overly loud. Do play in tune, do practice so that you can play in tune, but don't make it too loud. But what is important is what comes right after. This arpeggio. Make sure that rings nice and beautifully. So that that important part comes out, and just a little chords, a little double stop. Play as a little coloring, but don't overdo that. There's a lot of hidden melodies like this. For example, bars 66, 65 and on. Here it has, yeah, a triplet. And a lot of violinists are busy playing. There's a lot of things going on. The string cross and a lot of notes. So a lot of violinists tend to play every note very loud. But if you look at carefully, not all notes are important. See where the moving notes are, meaning see where the melody is. The melody is this one. Meaning this is important. Here. Again. The other repeating notes are not as important, meaning get softer. So bigger sound and there's melody, and softer sound which is not melody, like this. Also same thing a couple bars later, piano, same way. Yeah, so that you don't sound, it's just too much, it's hard to see which is important. And you know, you want to make it a little more interesting and have people understand what is going on. So play out a little more melody. Like that. So other than that, throughout the concerto, you want to make sure that every sound is nicely vibrating, nice ringing tone. When it's sustaining note, make sure it's always ringing. Yeah? Always has to be a little singing bells, yeah? Because it's a typical, and enjoy this beautiful concerto. Make sure to focus on the beautiful sound and nice relaxed vibrato. Happy Haydn concerto playing. Bye!